Hi, welcome back to my channel. It's Mina Kamille here, and I am here to review the Kilian fragrance, Can't Stop Loving You. I have a little sample here that I wanted to try before I decided if I wanted the full bottle, and I decided I would share my thoughts with you guys. I smelled this before it actually officially released. There was a Kilian pop-up in the area that I live, and they had this like kind of tucked away, and I asked to smell it. And I remember thinking like, oh, I don't really like this. It's kind of similar to like an neroli scent. And now I'm smelling it again, and that is completely not the case. So let's get into it. I'm going to share my thoughts. I'm going to share some comparisons, and then let you know if I'm going to decide if I want this or not. So scent family, I would categorize this as a amber floral or floral amber. It doesn't have amber in it. When I say amber in terms of the scent family, I mean like the general, like not a gourmand, but still kind of very warm. That's what I mean by amber when I say floral amber. The notes we have, I'm looking down at my iPad here for my notes. So the notes in this fragrance, according to Kilian's website, we have orange flower, aka orange blossom, paradison, I don't know what that is, jasmine, labdanum, honey, Madagascar vanilla, oak moss, and incense. So yeah, let's get into it. I am going to spray this on my skin, although I have sprayed it. This is not my first time wearing this, so I am familiar with all of the phases of the fragrance and the dry down, but I am going to spray it again for a refresher on my skin, and then I'm also going to spray it here on a fragrance strip. Just because, as we know, fragrances smell different on the skin than they do on the paper. And what I will say for this specific fragrance, if you go to a store and you try this out, you need to spray it on your skin. It has to be on skin to truly understand all of the changes in this fragrance story. I feel like the paper doesn't really do it justice. I first initially smelled it on the paper and I didn't really like it. It actually gave more of a, I feel like on the paper you kind of do get a more orange blossom neroli scent, and on the skin, for me at least with my body chemistry, I get the honey and incense. But let's get into it and kind of go into more details in terms of what I think. All right, so when you first smell it, as I was saying, it definitely smells like neroli. It says orange blossom, but to me, there is a bitterness there that pulls more on the neroli side. Usually when I smell orange blossom in a scent that doesn't have neroli, it's a little more liqueur, it's a little more soft. This is bitter, and it is giving straight up neroli in my opinion at first. Yeah, there's a bitterness in there. It only lasts a few minutes. This is why you have to wear it on the skin, because if your chemistry pulls that, you know, when you wear the scents, you may pull one note or another. Right now, my skin has been pulling the honey note, which is the heart of the fragrance. My skin has pulled the honey and incense. I smell nothing else. Okay, I lied. I smell a little bit of the oak moss. Like it's a little earthy, you know? Oh, it's so intoxicating. It's so good. But really what I smell on me is the honey and the smokiness from the incense. Incense, but like an incense that's burning. A smoky, you know, the smokiness. It's smooth and very well blended, and it actually sits quite close to the skin. If you overspray it, sure, you may have a sillage, but to me, it's actually a skin scent, but it's in no way weak or muted. But it does sit close enough to the skin that you could probably get away with wearing it at work, although I don't know if I would wear it at work because people might think that I was smoking. Not that that's a bad thing, but you know, not everyone likes a smoky scent. To me, this is a very smoky scent. And on that note, let's get into some comparisons. So, a lot of people say that this reminds them of Baccarat Rouge. I agree. Baccarat Rouge, the DNA itself. Now, do I consider this a dupe for Baccarat Rouge? Absolutely not. But the DNA of Baccarat Rouge does, this fragrance does call recollection to Baccarat Rouge. I cannot lie. When I smelled this, I was thinking that. There's another fragrance that comes to mind even more, but I was thinking about Baccarat Rouge. That saffron that's in Baccarat Rouge. And the dry down of Baccarat Rouge, like, you know, once you've worn it for like 30 minutes or so, that DNA is very similar to this. I would say, imagine like a dirtier, smokier version of Baccarat Rouge, that's this. A dirty, smokier version with like a rich honey. A rich honey. Oh, it's so good. It's giving me like you're in a jazz club or like a cigar, like a boys club cigar club or something. Everyone's smoking cigars and you're drinking like an old fashioned, you know? Or is it a whiskey sour? What's the drink that has honey in it? And like the orange peel twist? It smells like that. It's like a boozy honey. Oh my God, that's what it smells like. But like you're the sexy woman in the place, you know? I can totally see a man wearing this and pulling it off. If you smelled Kilian's Back to Black, the honey that's in there is the same honey that's in this fragrance. If you like Back to Black, like that rich liqueur honey, that is the same honey that's in this scent that I'm getting, that's pulling on my skin. And I don't know what it is, but anything that has honey in it on my skin, it's like amplified to the max. It smells so good. So good. What this actually reminds me of is Haute Couture by Givenchy, but a much more tolerable version. So Haute Couture, I fell in love with that scent in like my early 20s, but I was always scared to wear it because Haute Couture literally smells like an ashtray with raspberries. Like, I'm sorry if you hear my dog barking. Haute Couture to me smells like an ashtray with raspberries, but I absolutely love the way it smelled. If you like Haute Couture, but you were also like me and kind of were scared to wear it, this is for you. Let me break it down this way. If you've been to Vegas, you know what it's like in the casino. Haute Couture is Haute Couture smells like you're in the casino all day. Like you were just sitting in the casino. You at that point smell like secondhand smoke. That's Haute Couture. And maybe someone spilled like a Shirley Temple on you. That's Haute Couture. This fragrance smells like you took a brisk walk through the casino and then you ended up in the club. That's what this smells like. Like you're on the way to the club, but you had to walk through the casino to get there. You know, at the bottom of the hotel. So it's like you have a faint smokiness to you, but then you also smell like alcohol because you've been drinking. Ugh, God. Final thoughts. Okay. My final thoughts, for me, this is absolutely full bottle worthy. Now, I can see how people will smell this and think that it's nothing special, or can smell it and not appreciate the smokiness. Which is why I don't think it is a blind buy by any means. This is something that you do have to sample, and even more so, you do need to actually wear this and put it on your skin. The paper will not do it justice. Even as I'm smelling this paper, I'm not picking up on the smokiness on this paper as much as I am on my skin. On my skin, I can smell the smokiness. On this paper, I smell like, oh, I think there's something in there, maybe incense. Not nowhere near as much as I smell it on my skin. I smell the honey and more of the orange flower on here. On my skin, slight orange flower, barely. It's just honey and incense, baby. Honey and incense. I need this in my collection. I don't have anything quite like this in my collection. Do I? No, I don't have anything quite like this in my collection. It's delicious. It's absolutely delicious. It's so good. I would get it 100%. You like smoky scents? Get it. You like honey scents? Get it. And if you're a man and you're watching this, or even if you just like more, you know, you usually go for more unisex or masculine leaning scents, still get it, because I 100%, a man could pull this off. A man can easily pull this off. Like, if I put this on my husband right now, he could rock this, and I guarantee people will be like, "What are you wearing?" It's so seductive, so sexy. Yeah, yeah. And it's unique. I feel like this is underrated. People aren't really talking about this enough, in my opinion, or kind of writing it off as whatever scent. No. This is a really good, I'm like really feeling this. And it's crazy because when I first smelled it, I could care less about it. I literally thought that this scent was a whatever scent. I was like, oh, it's like another neroli, but not done as well as the others. Like, that was my thought process. That's why I can understand people are making a comparison to Love Don't Be Shy. And I can understand it, but not really. Like, to me, it doesn't smell anything like Love Don't Be Shy. But like I said, if you smelled this on the paper for like the first 3 seconds and then you tossed it, I could see how people could jump to that conclusion. People who are saying that are probably not putting it on their skin or letting the fragrance die down. Because if you let the fragrance die down, it is so completely different. I feel like people who are saying that are only sitting through the orange blossom note. That's the only thing that you can draw similarity to. There's nothing else similar to that fragrance from this one. And I love Love Don't Be Shy. But this is completely different. It's a reach. It's a reach to say that they're similar to me. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's giving sexy. It's giving rich. Yeah. It's giving like 50s Hollywood movie star. You know what I mean? It's giving 50. This is what I would have wanted Chanel number 5 to smell like. Chanel number 5 smells awful, but in my head, like whenever they talk about how amazing the fragrance is, I would want it to be something like smoky and glorious and sexy like this. So yeah, smell that. If you're risky, you know, if you're bold, blind buy it, but I don't recommend blind buying it. I think you need to sample it 100% for sure, maybe a couple times. But I am definitely going to be getting this full bottle because it's absolutely delicious. So yeah, those are my final thoughts. I am curious to know what you guys think, so please comment down below if you have tried it, if you have owned it, if you like it, if you hate it. Or if you think it's similar to another fragrance that I have not mentioned, or if you don't agree with me, if you think that it's nothing like Baccarat Rouge, drop your comments down below. I'm curious to know what you think. And that's all I have for today. Goodbye. Hit the like, comment, and subscribe.